might be a preview of what's to come. So, okay, now on to some fiction. Got a few little different piles here. I'll start with, I guess, fantasy kind of books. I just picked up these two today. These will be my first Terry Goodkind books. These are supposed to be really good fantasy. This one is Temple of the Winds, and it is, which one? There's a series called, what's the series called? The Sword of Truth, I guess? The Sword of Truth. And this one is book 4, Temple of the Winds. And this one was printed in 97. It's supposed to be really good, especially, apparently the very first one, The Faith of the Fallen, I think is the first one. It's supposed to be really good for its philosophical principles. So if you like those things, you might be interested in that one. Here's the other one I picked up, The Naked Empire. This is book, same series. This is book 8 and was printed in 2003. Yeah. So I've got 4 and 8, so eventually I'll get the rest. Okay, here is Tom Clancy. I picked up. There is Clear and Present Danger. I guess this is about the movie they made about it, and there's Harrison Ford. So Tom Clancy is supposed to be good. He's got tons of books out, I know that. I know Tom Clancy is like a SWAT team guy. People go in, I believe it's always about a SWAT team. And they go in and there's some problem and they have to go in a building and whatever, right? I hope that's what it's about. This is 1990. I know the most famous was Rainbow Six. And I know they made a computer game out of it. And it was supposed to be good. And oh, there it is. I forgot. I have it right here. I got this one. There's Rainbow Six. This is like in perfect condition. Big, giant hardcover. Looks great. Pages look great. No marks. All nice and white paper. Sometimes the paper can be stained and dirt on it and stuff, but it's brand new, and it was $4 for Tom Clancy Rainbow Six. I think that's fantastic. That's a great find. So I think this is supposed to be the best one. Rainbow Six is, or at least this is like the Tom Clancy got famous from this, and I believe that The Hunt for Red October, is that Tom Clancy? I think that might be Tom Clancy too, but I'm not sure about that. But I thought that was another one of his. And Clear and Present Danger, I think, is also well known. Those three, I think, are his well-known ones. Okay, how about Michael Crichton? I don't know, other than Jurassic Park and The Lost World, I'm not sure where my Crichton books are. They must be up there. I think they must be. Well, they wouldn't be anywhere else. I think I have those two, but I got a few more now. I asked a friend of mine what I should get, and he recommended Andromeda Strain, so I found that one. It's supposed to be about people, or supposed to be about some disease. I think it's about a disease that almost wipes out humanity or something. Eaters of the Dead. I don't know what that one's about. It's supposed to be good. Here's State of Fear. This one is supposed to be about Michael Crichton apparently had a row with the environmentalists and the whole thing about climate change and the world's going to end and this whole catastrophe, like what are they called? Not soothsayers, but apocalyptic. People on the street. Sometimes you see them in movies caricatured. People, usually it's like a blind priest, and they're saying, "Oh, the world's going to end, the world's going to end," like those kind of guys, right? He kind of caricatures the environmentalists like that, and he criticizes the environmentalist movement. And funny enough, I believe this book, there's all kinds of references at the back that he used to construct the story. Yeah, there's a bibliography back here, and all of this is evidence that he used in the environmentalism, against environmentalism. Um, Here's one book called Green Rage, Radical Environmentalism and the Unmaking of Civilization. That sounds like a pretty good title. So, interesting research done to make the book. That's not, I don't think that's common. I think that's rare. Here's Prey by Michael Crichton. I don't know if this one is about the aliens. Was aliens versus man? Oh, it says micro-robots. Micro-robots have escaped from a laboratory. It's intelligent and learns from experience. Okay, that's what it's about, I guess. And Michael Crichton's Timeline. I believe this one is about he time travels and goes to different places. Something like that. So Michael Crichton is a fairly popular writer, and I've got those 5 there. If you know of any that are good, just let me know and tell me why it's good. Alrighty, how about a few like old stuff? I think they're old, or I don't know. Maybe not this one. This one isn't old. Or this one first. Here's Ken Follett, A Place Called Freedom. I know Ken Follett from, is it the Pillar of the Earth one? Pillar of the Earth guy? Or was it, yeah, I think that was the book. Pillar of the Earth. I think that was Ken Follett. But the title I thought was intriguing. A Place Called Freedom. Okay, I'll hear about it. It's got a picture of an old boat on it, so, well, it says here it's set in 1766. So this will be certainly during the New World era. It's in London. It takes place in London, England. So it says here it is a magnificent tale of love and liberty. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, how about some older stuff? Well, I'll do this one. Here's a sci-fi. Finally found a copy of it. Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. Supposed to be a good one. Good part of I guess I'm not sure if it's a series, but this is supposed to be a good one. Ender's Game. So I finally got it. I finally found it for cheap. And so now I have it. This is certainly sci-fi, but I don't really know anything about it. It's just supposed to be good. Okay, here's an old one that I found randomly. The Early Ayn Rand, a selection from her unpublished fiction. Put together by Peikoff, of course. Just found it randomly. Thought I'd pick it up. I don't know if there's anything good in here. There's lots of stuff you can hear about Ayn Rand that's negative. And I've heard from one person that the early Ayn Rand is I've heard that some things are better left unpublished. Some things are just really terrible and just shouldn't be published. And I don't know if that's part of it, but oh well. I'll just see what's in there someday. Okay, here's a classic. Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Usually people read this in school, but I didn't read it. It's supposed to be a good one. It's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be about, I know there's that Piggy. There's some Piggy character in this, isn't there? I think it's supposed to be about bullies and in and out group. Kind of like mobs versus individuals and things like that. So, I know Piggy dies. Piggy dies, and that's why he's all bloody. I believe he gets killed with a rock or something. Seems kind of, well, whatever. Here's a Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Other Stories by Washington Irving. Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I think people probably know what that is. So now I've got some of his stuff. Finally found this one. 1984 by George Orwell. You need to read this one. If you haven't, you should read it. It's about a dystopian society. So the government takes over and enslaves humanity, and it's the panopticon. If you know what the panopticon is, it means you're always being watched in what you're doing, and there was a film made. You can go on and watch. I don't know if it's on YouTube, but you can probably find clips. And there'll be like a big face on the wall. Like one of the guys, they have these little houses that they live in, or not even houses, little rooms. and one of the walls is this big face, and it watches you, and it tells you to do things like, I think the guy's name is Winston in the book. It tells Winston to get up at a certain time and do certain things, and it's just a horrifying society in which there's no privacy. People are scheduled and they're worked like slaves, and it's terrible. But it's very well written by George Orwell, and it's very telling of increasing government today. So that's what it's supposed to be for. You may know of a corollary book by Huxley called Brave New World. This is a dystopian society similarly, but it is, people are enslaved not by the government, but by pleasure and entertainment. And that book also, people are, by birth, they actually create different, they will inject alcohol into the brain of the children born in the Brave New World to determine their intellectual level. So if they want to create more minions that just do regular labor work and won't rebel and are just slaves like that, then they pump a lot of alcohol into the child's brain so that their intellectual level devolves. If they need a few more intellectuals, and I think they're called A's, I think there's A, B, C's, and D's, something like that, then they don't inject alcohol. And they hope that they're, I guess, if they're not smart enough, then maybe they become B's or something. But I know they use alcohol to create like the C's and D's. So anyways, it's another dystopian, another horrifying book. But anyways, alrighty, here's another one. Recommended. I don't know what it's about, but it's supposed to be good. The Coral Island. This is by Ballantyne. It says here it's about a shipwreck. And yes, there's coconuts. And there's a battle between cannibals. Oh, bands of cannibals. There's a battle between bands of cannibals. And there's a pirate band. And yes. So it's about pirates and cannibals. Check out The Coral Island. I'm sure it's better than that. But it's supposed to be good. I was recommended it. Here's Steinbeck, East of Eden. It says now an ABC motion picture for television. I guess that's who those people are on the front. East of Eden's supposed to be a good book, so I picked it up. I don't know what it's about, but yes. I guess you can always read this stuff online on Wikipedia or something. And okay, these are some kids' books. I have a couple of kids' books, just for quick reads and just to see what they're like. Chronicles of Narnia. I'm sure everyone knows about that. I remember when I was a kid, Chronicles of Narnia was a TV show. And I remembered it, I always thought it was dumb, and I didn't watch it. It had like lions and shit, and I just thought it was stupid. Here's the Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew. Is this? Yes, this is book 1. And I've got Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is book... I thought this was book 2. Is this not book 2? Oh yeah, book 2, yeah. And it's got, I guess it was a recent publication, so it's got like they made a movie obviously, and there's the characters from the movie. So this is book 2, and I have book 1 of the series of Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, of course. Here is, you may have heard of this one also. This is sort of a semi-famous children's series. A Series of Unfortunate Events. This one's called The Bad Beginnings. This is book 1. Whoops. By Lemony Snicket. And so I thought, okay, well, I'll see what book 1's about. And hey, maybe they'll be read by actual kids someday. So now I have them. Okay, I've got one left, and I also got to, I'm going to lump it together with, I'm going to be, like some next videos I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be collaborating with another YouTuber to read some Jane Austen. Let me show you some Jane Austen for a moment here. We are going to read, if I can find it, we are going to read Sense and Sensibility, which I have a copy of. I hope this is, it says it's a film and there's a picture of people from the film, but I believe this is the authentic Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. It better be. So we are going to read this book, and at the same time, and then what we're going to do is, when we get to a third of the book, I'm going to make a video talking about the first third of the book, what I thought of it, what I think's to come. I haven't read it before. What I think's to come, how do I think the book's going, what's it about, all that kind of stuff. And then the other YouTuber is going to talk about what she thought of the book, of the first third, and then also comment on what I said about the first third. Then we're both going to read the middle third of the book, and then she's going to go first, do her review on the middle third, and then I'm going to do what I thought of the middle third, and then I'm going to comment on her video. And what we're going to do, and then the last third is flipped. So I'll do the first video for the last third, and then she'll do her, etc. And what we'll do is we'll do like a video reply thing, so they're linked. So I'll put my video up, and then she'll click reply on my video, so it'll be under it. So you'll be able to click on it too and see what she had to say. And then same with mine. She'll put her video, her second, third video up, and then my video will be in replies to her. But of course, my video will be uploaded and shown on my channel anyways, so it's not an issue about that. It's not like it's hidden when you do a reply video. It's not like it's hidden only on the other person's channel or something like that. So we're going to do this one that way, and then when this is done, depending on how it goes, although I think it will continue, we're going to do this one. This is what I got recently. Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters. This is supposed to be, I guess, a rip-off of the Jane Austen. This one is by, well, it's Jane Austen, but also Ben H. Winters. You may have seen in the bookstore also Android Karenina, which is based off of Anna Karenina. And there is another one about vampires and somebody. I don't know if it's like Pride and Prejudice and Vampires, something like that. But there's another one too that is a rip-off of another book, and it's got like something crazy like werewolves or vampires or something in it. But this is the Sea Monster one, so when we're done doing that book, then we're going to read this one for the hell of it. And it looks like it's about just as long. Maybe not quite, maybe only half as long. And then, I don't know if we'll do 2 videos for this one or something. We'll do like a first half and then a last half or something. But anyways, that's to come. If you're interested in watching people read Sense and Sensibility, and maybe it will inspire you to read it, or at least if you don't read it, you can watch your videos and then get a sense of what the book's about. And then you can say, oh yes, I've heard that book is about blah, 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 blah. And at least then you have something to say, as opposed to, well, I don't know, I know Jane Austen wrote it, but that's all I have to say. So anyways, that's it for February books of 2013.